Testing 1, 2. Let me know where you're going. Testing 1, 2. Okay, we are good. We just want to do a sound check to actually see if everything was all systems go, and we are live. We have a beautiful guest or two here today. I consider a friend, a mother, a daughter, and an author, and all of the above, which are God-like traits in a woman. And I just want to say, I'm so glad that you took time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
To come. I'm so glad
Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad to have you here. But before I can say that, I want to introduce her. Her name is Miss FAJR. Right?
MAJEED.
FAJR MAJEED. Some people, because my last name is spelled M small c capital R small a e. So a lot of people call me McRae.
Okay.
My actual name is Mac Ray.
Okay, Mac Ray.
Yeah, Mac Ray. Yeah. Like McDonald's got the M and the small c and then the big D. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
some people think that the J is pronounced like an H as if it's Hispanic. Right. And I'm like, no, it's not. Well, it's MAJEED. It's Arabic. So
yeah, it's Arabic. I have been, for when I first met some members of your family, I was pronouncing your name wrong and also spelling it wrong. And then your brother, I was like, why you didn't tell me I was spelling it wrong? He's like, man, you know how you be skinny. I said, no, man, you got to tell me that I was spelling it wrong. I said, no, you got to pronounce people's names right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's important, because sometimes, some people say it might not be important, but thinking about the people before you, right. You're saying it's like honor thy father, thy mother. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. That's where the name come from, or even come from back further than that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's still the same bloodline. So, but we here today. We got a lot to talk about in a short period of time. You got a book already out. We want to talk about what inspired you to write a book. Because, one thing about when women, they look like us to write a book, they think they're angry. You know what I'm saying? People talking about the mad black woman. You know what I'm saying? It's always about the anger. Sometimes a woman can come from a lit place instead of a dark place. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they try to say that people transmute their feelings from a dark place. Right. And that's not always the case. Nope. And me knowing you from the time span that I've known you, probably maybe it's 2023. We always got a kick in them 2 years of COVID that throw you off. Probably about
right.
5 years. I know about 5 years, right? Maybe 2018, something like that. Am I right?
Yeah, about 18.
18, it's 5 years. That's a lot of time. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And never had a problem. That's one of the keys how you can understand that you can build something with somebody.
Right.
And you can actually coexist and don't have a lot of small issues.
Oh yeah.
We got antennas, so we ain't got time for no bull crap.
Right.
So all the time we always paying attention on how we conduct business with one another.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And you have your class.
You started out being my son's barber. So I ain't never short you, so we were good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, your money was on time. Yeah, and you tip good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, you're a class act. Your whole family. Let's just start from the back. I always like to give people's parents a lot of honor. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Because in our community, a lot of times the parents get overlooked in certain situations for the product that's already on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I can see all of y'all, man, I got much honor. I mean, it's just so easy to get along with people who just don't have a whole lot of crap with them. You know what I'm saying? Because in our community, we so on defense. Everybody, but everybody ain't out to get you. You know what I'm saying? Some people like me and you, we cool.
Right.
We cool. And
then I come from a drama-free family.
Right.
Like literally, we can get together. Like I said, it's 32 of us getting together for a family reunion coming up soon, and we have a ball. We have a good time. Right. It's no arguing. We not like, oh, I don't like her and she don't like this.
Right.
No, we all enjoy each other's company and we have a good time. Like that's the only thing we set out to do. It's no drama, no issues. So.
And I'm gonna tell you something. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of us, I just watched on the Instagram today. I was hearing my man, he was going off. I ain't gonna mention him, maybe he was going off on his family, and I know he's going through a lot. But I was like, wow, I couldn't imagine what he was saying. I could never say that, right? Because although everybody's families got different degrees of how close they are, some people might be closer than some people super close, but I couldn't even imagine life without my family.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
we
ain't
no perfect family.
Yeah,
no,
we want all
got
that
our
too.
little stuff.
No, we want that too. We need that.
But one thing we don't do is air that laundry out. We ain't going to friends like her, Nah, we get together like, look, you got an issue, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? We talk about it and we get through it. But
I'm glad you brung that up, because that's one of the key components of having a long, lengthy relationship with a woman.
Yeah, communication.
And a woman having one with a man.
Right.
You need to keep your business between y'all.
Yes.
Unless it get, got some new stuff going on here where people start getting physical and all that.
Right, yeah.
You have to tell somebody if it go right, because some people don't like to let go, but they want to let go. But on a norm, kind of like you can build when you keep your business in house. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't like you say, ain't nobody family perfect, ain't nobody relationship perfect. No. But speaking about your book, what year did you write?
Ooh, I wrote this book back I actually started very early on. I think I started writing back in like 2018 through 2019. But you write a little bit, you stop, write a little bit, stop.
Right.
And during COVID, I was like, oh, I got a little bit of time. Let me try to get something out the way, because I had in my mind what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to implement it. Like, I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in with it, right? So COVID hit, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna write it right now. I got, you in the house, you ain't got nothing to do. So I was just writing away. And then I looked up one day and said, oh, wow. It turned into a real book. At first I started out just writing little short stories kind of thing. And then I just kind of put it all together, because I started out actually writing poetry when I was younger.
Right.
And I have some of my poetry in a book that I have wrote over time. And then I said, you know what, I want to do something else. I'm gonna turn it into a book. And then I went with the book, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take the book and turn it into a play. So I've just been moving forward with it. Yeah.
And I'm glad. Listen, this is something that we. This is something. That's right. Right. That is amazing. That's something that I was at this stage, and I say the same thing all the time, but people be thinking but it's hard to find good people.
Ooh, yes, it is.
People be talking about, I hear some people, I'm just trying to stay
genuine
out the way.
People. Genuine.
That's everybody got, not everybody, but I'm saying that I think we done got outside of ourselves as a culture. We call chasing the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody
so now we done, now it's understandable that we need finance to uplift the nation. Let's not get that. We definitely need that. But kind of like when you start doing immoral things to acquire fortune and fame, because some people not on fortune, they're just on fame.
Right.
They'd rather have a million views than $100,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just it's different strokes with different folks.
Well, I guess I'm a whole lot different.
Oh yeah.
Because even when I wrote the book, right? So I was working, how you get into a mode where you just working so hard. I'm gonna keep going on, going, right? And I was like, I put the play on, I did this, and literally I crashed afterwards. Like, I felt like I had a small breakdown.
So you were saying that you had everything that you did, by you really rushed, you bombarded.
I went hard,
and it made you like a computer just crashed.
Yeah, I just literally crashed completely. Yeah, I went into a real dark place.
What?
Afterwards. Yeah,
I can't see that.
I did. I mean, I still, I keep my smile on when you see me. Hey, how you doing? But when you go home,
that's our
acting
skills right there. That's our playwriting skill. What's wrong? I'm all right. I'm hurting like a mother.
Right. You be like, hey, but when you go home, you crying in the closet, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's one of our skill sets too. It's dangerous too.
Yeah.
But I never seen that. I said one of the just like the next guest. One of the things, like y'all. The reason why I got y'all two up here together, because both of y'all got so much respect for both of y'all as black women, single moms, and all that, because that's how I was raised, right? So I have so much respect for a woman that their kids are the first priority.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But see, it didn't got away from that in our community a little bit because everybody is not to the point where they understand that's what's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Because it's almost like nowadays it's like a competition. Like I see a lot of mothers having competitions with their own children and things like that. And you like, I want my children to flourish. I want to be better than me, you know?
Right.
And I want to teach you everything that I can. I want you to come back and teach me something,
right,
you know?
Right.
And I want us to work together. Like I have the best relationship with my children. I mean, the best.
Okay, let's get us another try. Let's get us I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Yes. Yeah, that's good. All right, I ain't mean to cut that.
You know, I have a son. He's 18. He's on his way to college. He's 18. He's on his way to college. He's on his way to college this year. And
Class act.
Yeah, and he is.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah, a great child.
I'm proud of him.
I mean, he is beautiful. And I have a daughter, smartest little girl. I mean,
man,
she says, "Mommy, come on, I have to show you something, to teach you something today. Let's learn something." I said, "Okay, thank you."
Well, she's prissy.
She is. Teach me. Yeah, she's definitely prissy.
She's very prissy. She's been prissy since day one. Like, it's a class act. She's a class act.
She is.
Yeah, she's a class act. But, you know, I'm going to have to pull your woman's lib card on this one because you might remember this. And you might not remember. One day, you brought your son to the barbershop and you had your daughter with you, right? And it was your son's turn to get the haircut. And, you know, if on 8th Street, you know, we still, you know, it's not too far from mental health and stuff like that. So you got people that wander in businesses and all that. You just got to let them work their way out. You ain't got to kick them. You ain't got to mistreat them. But eventually they end up working their way out. And then sometimes you have to use different methods to remove them.
Right.
And the lady tripped out.
Yeah, on my
right?
daughter.
And I was so busy trying to protect you. Right? I'm thinking, like, you good. You are. I mean, you good. Yeah. But when I see you, like, I said, wait a minute. You know, you kind of like took a little stand because she was looking at your daughter.
Right.
And your daughter, just a kid, was just having to be looking around, but her mental illness made her think that, why is you looking at me? So what's she looking? I said, what's wrong with you? It was a lady. I was cutting. So I immediately had to go to put the water on fire because I seen the way it was going. So I said, hold on, mister, kids, you know, she's not, you misinterpreting what, you know, just come on. So she got out the chair. Oh, remember she kicked the chair and I seen you like, yeah, you play that crazy joint if you want to.
I was ready
over here with these cubs. I can get down,
man. I was in jail that day. This my baby, you know.
Hey man, look, she started here with a skinny with a Vaseline. Right. Let me get the earring. I said, wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I knew something was wrong with her. Yeah. Clearly, you could tell right away. You know. Yeah. And my daughter was like, you know, like I said, that's why she was so I said, don't worry.
No, yeah. She was
like,
I got you. Oh, you gonna do what?
I said, ain't never gonna happen here.
You know that woman neck when you know when that black one, you gonna do what? You know what you said? But it was something. It was
I was ready to let that.
And that was
out
just
in the body bag.
That's just something. That's something moms would do for their cubs. You know, always loud. That's you know, and so the good dads would do it too. You know what I'm saying? I know that's another podcast, but we'll move right on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about when are you gonna turn this book into a screenplay?
Ooh. Honestly, I just got to get my mental health right. Like, you know, you could, like you said, you see me like, oh, you look like you know, you all right, you got it together. But when I had that breakdown,
right, you get your retrospect.
It just threw everything off of me. Damn, and then I had to almost hide it because I still got to take care of my children.
Right.
I'm a single parent.
Right.
So there is no space to break down. There is no space to just be in your own world. You know what I'm saying? I had to, you know, like I said, I'm in the closet like, crying, you know, because you can't hear me in my closet or you can't hear me in the shower. You know, you going and doing what you got to do to keep that private from your children. But it was a lot. Like, it was a lot. Because, you know, you thinking, like, okay, I got this going on. I got this going. Let me keep moving, keep pushing forward. And then when something just hits you and you feel like you just can't do no more, like I was like, I shut the book down. I ain't want to do the play. I ain't want to do this. I ain't want to do that, you know. Wow. And my friends was like, what's going on? You know, like we trying to get it going. I was like, I know I'm going to get together. I still never really expressed what I was going through though. Yeah.
Because you can hold that.
This is probably my first time.
Yeah, but that's good. That's what Slink TV is. That's what we do. And then you come with me anyway, because you know I ain't no snake. I don't got no hiss in me. You know what I'm saying? So I always let it go. You know, for real, I got one thing about me. And listen, I come up in a family of all women, so I know how to conduct myself.
Right.
That's another thing that men have to learn how to do around our queens. You have to learn how to demonstrate discipline, right?
Yes.
Respect, and all that. Not lust and, you know, woo. We got to learn how to see and not see. Hey, beauty is already, truth don't need no support.
Right.
So we don't have to, yeah, how you doing? You know what I mean? That's not, no.
Right.
That's just crushing a good thing. You know what I'm saying? That's stopping the building of a pyramid.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
I never, and I'm going through something in my life right now where I'm glad, I think this is God too, sent you here, because I've been going since COVID. I even had people know I had a co-host and everything. He had some personal issues come up, so my thing was like, I keep pushing.
Right.
But now I'm at a point right now where something's going on with one of my children, right? Where I'm gonna have to step back because I gotta govern that. You know what I'm saying? Right. I gotta govern. I can't just, you know, and I can't just go on what I'm trying to do, my dreams, and not see and ignore what I see. Right. I see what's going on here. I need to fix. Yeah, I need to fix this right here.
Exactly.
And I got all my kids under the same roof, right? And I ain't got number 3, right? And it's, you know, it's just tough times, man. And when you said that you went through what you went through, I'm like, damn, I never knew that.
And then at the same time you're going through that, my daughter is literally to this day still going through it. So I literally was like, okay, I can't. I gotta show my strength. I can't.
Yeah, you can't be naked.
My daughter
you can't
going
be
through
naked
this.
like
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
That's
And
like
then my son went through something like at the same time. They both going through it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, I gotta really, do what I gotta do for them. I can't break. I can't break. And like to this moment, I still can't break. You know. And when I deal with what I'm dealing with, it's just I do it on a personal level by myself. You know.
Tell you, let me just say this. And I think I speak for everybody, bro. you do that having a problem looking real good. So that's sometimes what could be harmful too, because a person not be able to reach out to you and just say something to you.
Right.
You know, like that same situation I'm going through with my oldest child is, his parents, right, are going through something with. Man, I gotta see, because it's affecting him now. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people think that, oh, this just mine, because like when I was doing what I was doing, I thought me getting incarcerated, well, I'm good, but other people are affected too. Right. I got my family, my sister, my kids. Right. So it's nobody can't do anything without affecting somebody else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So we gotta stay conscious of that. It's
all it could be a cycle, you know. So we gotta definitely stay conscious.
Yeah. Well, listen, Jermaine, what the clock say? That's the old Richard Pryor saying. What the clock say? MF, what the clock say?
8:10.
8:10. Okay. I'm gonna do a 5-minute wrap up with FAJR so she can get on that plane and do her thing. And I appreciate you for coming out.
Yes.
It's just the first of many. I always like to do like the guest I got now, this is her second time come back. That way you don't have to give it all up.
Yes,
and that's how relationships are built too. You don't have to give it all up. Me trying to get everything out you about because your life is so precious,
complex.
So
Yeah.
So you got so much, and we all got so much going on. Just a couple pieces of jewelry is good enough.
Yes.
And I got a piece, and I'm sure somebody got something from your store, and man, I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
This is part 1 of. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back because, this is where it should have been up here, where they can see it. That's where it should have been. And it could have been here. Okay. Now, we made a late 4th quarter adjustment.
Yes.
2-minute drill.
Too close.
Okay.
Too close. Now, I think it's perfect.
It's making the camera go dark.
Okay.
It's good. We about to wrap
Well,
up.
the people got it. The people got it,
I just wanted them to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Got it.
People got it. I think the people got it. Well, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
thank you for having me.
You have a safe trip.
Yes, I need this trip.
Yeah, yeah. Enjoy
my son
yourself.
leaving for college in a couple weeks.
Huh?
Whew. I said my
How
son
you think?
is
That's
leaving for
part
college
two.
in a couple
That's part
weeks.
two. We're gonna talk about.
Yeah,
the
let's talk
adjustment
about
from
it.
the dorm and what's going up. What's going on up there,
Yes,
Jabril?
yes.
But no, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You good.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Hey, no, but now see, even the good kids, they gotta know one thing. The good
No,
kids.
I
gotta know.
want him to get into a little something.
Yeah.
I ain't even lie. I do, cause
Yeah.
he, he's a good kid. So
Yeah.
I'm like, experience,
Yeah.
have some fun,
Yeah.
enjoy. Don't do too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But live life.
Yeah.
Don't be so scared and timid to not do something because you think mom, even though mom could come on down there.
Oh,
in
mom,
the
man said no, could mom, man's going down.
Yeah,
you go down there.
You know me. I'll pop up on you.
Yeah.
I'll be right in his dorm room. Me come to the door like, what did you think?
You ain't gonna cry until you gotta drop them off. All the parents, all the mamas be trying to act so tough.
I'm already crying.
Yeah, my wife was so tough.
crying.
We took my daughter to college. She was acting all tough and all that. No, it's gonna be all right as soon as you got a hug.
Oh no, I'm already crying.
No.
So yeah, that's not me at all. That's my baby. That's my firstborn.
Yeah. And I know that's right.
Yes.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you for having me.
Part one, part two, we're gonna get into that dormitory and what's really going on.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a minute break, Jay.
It's different, honey.
And I'm gonna bring the second guest on.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go to the streets. Cases. And she was up underneath, we used to have to get up underneath modular furniture. You know what that is? Well, modular furniture is usually furniture in all government agencies. Okay. Right? That's the furniture they use to, like sections off. So we used to have to get on because we were running telecommunications. And we got up underneath it, she died. So, I'm down there, I'm one of the sockets by her ass. So I got my head down there and I'm screwing the joint. And, you know, little horse and diggies. But look, we kept on going. We kept on going, right? Little horse and diggies. But let's go. Listen, little horse and diggies. But listen, we kept on going. But you know, anybody know that? Now, I don't know. A lot of us don't have grandma noses where you can smell gas.
I do.
You can smell anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, some people nose is king. Some on fire slim. You know, you can smell it.
Yeah.
And then you got the dudes, they don't smell them. But what I'm saying, I got a keen sense. A grandma knows. So when I take in a big whiff, the horse and diggies, right? When I take, listen. I got a migraine, right? So I get a migraine when I'm like, man, I know for sure that didn't come from that alley up the street. So my head was beating, right? So guess what? She must have knew. So she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Man, I got a motherfucking headache." Like that, right? She said, "Oh, I got some." Boop. And back then, Excedrin didn't come in the white bottle. I'm gonna give you a little history on. It came in the green bottle, see-through green bottles. It said the extra strength, you know. And they took it off the shelf and brought it back. So that's something to look into. Yeah. Oh, what back? Yeah, it's slim. I swear on anybody, if you take 2 Excedrins, live hangover, anything that see a leave and Advil, all that don't. BCs work for me, but it just take a little longer.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I thought it was instant.
It works.
It is.
But not like Excedrin. Nah, not instant. It works. Like,
I just can't get.
If I take Excedrin, 10 minutes, my headache. If I lay down, I can just lay down. 10 minutes, I'm already. The headache, you can feel it. The molecules being broken up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And without further ado, I got my mental health specialist, Miss CORRINE Watson.
Hey, y'all.
Man, I had 246 emails, 3,000 texts, 2 DMs. Sean, who in there on there last time? The girl that was talking about who crazy and all that mental health and all that. I like Sean. Listen, man. Listen, this girl is a very intelligent young lady. And I'm going to say this to you. I'm just like you was able to translate how proud you was over that sister. I can translate that to you.
Thank you.
Because me and you met 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I seen you, right, when I first seen you, because of my age, I didn't see you as shorty. Like I see her, she got problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So me and you was already off the muscle. We was on some other stuff. We wasn't on that. What's up with you? Yeah, we was on some other stuff.
Yeah.
But I knew where we at today. I was like, damn, it all.
Yeah. Full circle.
Full circle.
You touched on it with your last guest.
Yeah. And
exactly.
you always got to go back. I always tell people, for real, you can kind of like gauge your relationship if you go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It should be some space for the point where,
yeah,
man, you ain't where we was 11 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, we was fiddling around, trying to bully around, and taking the calls, messing around.
Trying to figure
but
out
I
life.
seen back then you had so much. I'm like, damn, because see, I was computer illiterate coming straight out of it. So I'm like, damn, Charlie worked the computer.
Yeah.
And I knew you was, really to me, you was a baby.
Yeah, you sound like grandma. Shout out to grandma. I said, you sound like grandma.
Yeah, you was a baby because, you know, you look innocent little face and all that. But you had that little look.
Yeah,
little Tony the Tiger look. It was in there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, all right. But you was so, I could see that you was more, and a lot of people, I hope they don't take the approach, you was a little bit more advanced than your peers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to be able to recognize that because sometimes older people, that's what they look for.
Right.
If they're going to pick somebody young, they're going to pick somebody that's more advanced.
Sure. Yeah.
Based on it, you know.
You touched on it with your last guest, talking about the boundaries that people need to learn how to set, because like you said, we couldn't have gauged that we would be here 11 years later.
11 years now.
We knew that we knew people in common, that we had a great relationship in the environment that we were in. We seen each other every day for like 6 or 7 months straight, day in and day out. So there's no way to determine, you know, the next move after that, because we just was in it, like you say, in the thick of things, trying to figure life out. Coming home, trying to get your foot straight.
That's right.
I was homeless at the time. You don't know that. I was homeless at the time.
But it ain't matter though, because we was a family.
We was a family.
Yeah, we ain't even do all that. We wasn't no judging and all that. Man, when I walked in, look, I'm coming home doing 11 years. So y'all ain't talking about, What are you doing? You know, so y'all was like, hey, oh, that's me. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we just meshed.
I just knew I had to do something to get myself out. I'm always 1 foot in and 1 foot to the next level, you know. So that's definitely. But when you were talking about boundaries and being able to gauge a relationship, that happens a lot in our community when it comes to older men and younger women. It's the attractiveness that attracts you to the person, and the maturity, like you said, the maturity. That's because these people have been through something. They've been exposed to something. They've been exposed to these environments. So it's not maturity like, oh, she's smart because she's smarter than the grown woman, or she know better than. She just been more exposed. I've talked to women twice my age who don't compare when it comes to certain common sense areas,
right?
As opposed to, okay, they're very smart, they're very literate when it comes to, they went and got the degree, they graduated college, they did these things and became successful. However, you put them in the forest,
they're smart, stupid.
They're gonna swallow.
See, that's what I used to call. I'm glad you pointed that, because a lot of people say, "Man, why you play so much?" But I'm saying those people, what I call, and it's a lot of them, even men, you call them smart, stupid ML. I'm not even going to cuss.
You got the police that's smart.
You got people that's smart, but they can't figure out the average problem. Some problem happen to crime.
Common sense.
You know, you can't, you know, but
what's common to the average person might not be common to them because they haven't been exposed to them behaviors.
Conflict
For me,
resolution.
I can talk to you about what's going on with jail and what's going on with prison reform. We can talk about domestic violence. We can talk about all these things. I talk to some of my friends. They haven't even experienced death in the family. You know, they've never lost a family member. So where I've lost a family member, it would seem like every other year or every other month or something. That's one of the first. That's one of the first. Well, I think that is probably the first major event in a sudden one. Yeah. Something that we're not talking about grandma 85. Okay, we talking about something that's not like we thought was written. Exactly.
14, 15. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. That happened.
Yep.
Or it was something that was.
And for me, death was like every other day. So my first death was my father in '96. Oh. Right after that, I lost my grandmother in like 2000. Then I lost my uncle in 2001. So for me, after losing my dad and my grandmother, I was like, oh, this is just what happened. So I expected every year somebody to call and say, if I heard a phone call from a family member who I haven't spoken to in umpteen months, it's like, okay, this is a phone call about somebody who passed away. And it just was second nature, just like how they say we are becoming conditioned to be desensitized when we turn on the news and we see somebody getting gunned down, or we see a crowd of people shot down. We just like, here go another senseless crime, as opposed to our hearts are affected. It's 50 people died, like, oh my, 50? Now we like, well, damn, 200 people done died, or a crowd of people, or a whole, what was that, Astro World, a whole damn... People are so desensitized to death now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you lost a family member or not. It's just like, oh, I see it on TV. I'm not affected the same way as I would have been in 1995 as I am now.
And death is, you know what death is? In my whole life,
somebody had to tell me I should be affected.
Yeah,
like, I lost so many people. Like, just sort of what you said. Yeah, somebody had to tell me, like, man, you lost a lot of people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you should be affected. And the fact that you're not is because you're compartmentalizing. You were hurt so bad the first time, your brain said, you know what? I'm not going to allow myself to go through this no more. I'm going to put this over here. And if this happens again, we're just going to store this in the file cabinet.
It's like being heartbroken.
That's all it is.
It's like, you know, hey, listen, after you get your heart broken, the first relationship you ever been, I don't know.
That's men.
If you get your heart broken, well, I'm speaking about, I said, address him. I ain't say her. No, addressing him, because the average guy nowadays, average guy don't get it young like he don't get it young like we don't, because you know why? Because the quality of the woman is not a heartbreak. Right? She's a headache. It's the difference between a heartbreak and a headache. So when you meet somebody at a young age, now you already know you ain't gonna be with her. You already know you're in your 20s, you're gonna do you.
You couldn't tell us that then.
No, because it was different.
It was different. I'm about to say the difference then. Y'all were getting y'all feelings hurt by y'all first love.
Right. That's
These boys are getting their feelings hurt by their mamas and their grandmamas. So women don't stand anybody they sticking their dick in don't stand a chance at all. The person failed them that was tasked with their responsibility. So anybody coming in after that is you fair weather. That's why they fucking their friends. No, my bad. That's why they humping each other. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, the lines have been so blurred between what's love and what's, you know, like you said, you're trying to chase clout. People doing it for the gram or doing it for the internet. You had the impact, all the impact of social media. What he said, what she said on your relationship. No relationship can thrive in this age unless you are forcing it and you just say, look, we decided we're going to be together in 2023. We know what's counting against us. We know we got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We got all of these avenues that people could quick. Soon as him and I start talking, they gonna start. Oh, you know she was with such and such, or you know he was with such and such. It don't matter if two people decide to get together and say, no matter what, this bond is gonna be unbreakable. That's how you move forward. But people can't do that because their trust is broken at home. You can't move forward if you don't get that solved. Like, you're not even affected. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have a desensitization. So they don't know that they're going out hurting their little girl. They don't know that they giving her STD because ain't nobody took them to the doctor. Ain't nobody showed them how to take care of themselves. They don't even. Sometimes symptoms show up in little girls that don't show up in boys forever. So they thinking they good. You see what I'm saying?
Do you think that not knowing is a reason for kids to say it's all right to do? And what I mean by that, like, if you wasn't taught something, right? Like we're told that not knowing the law, it don't mean nothing. You don't know it, that's on you. That's on you. Know that this was the law and you got it wrong. So is it the same effect for our kids?
No.
Like them not knowing that this is wrong to do, and then they do it, and we say, but you should have known. No. Like, because I had an argument with a young lady before that said that instantly our body tells us what is wrong and right. I told her that's totally
not true.
Wrong. No, we're taught what's wrong.
Something.
No things.
No,
because the same thing.
Your body not gonna tell you what's wrong and right.
Same thing somebody can tell you what's wrong today will be right tomorrow.
We Christian
marijuana
here
was totally wrong a year ago, and that a day is totally right.
I'm just using religion as a thing. But if we were born here, for me in DC, Christian 9 times out of 10 is going to be my religion sector. If I was born over in India, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to bred with those cultures. It's environmental factors that bred you to be who you are. What's wrong to me might not be wrong to you. Yeah, exactly. That's the same. You could talk to a pedophile. That's a blatant. Ask him if it's wrong what he do, and ask me if what he doing is wrong. You see what I'm saying? So what's wrong?
Society with kids. I'm only speaking on the kids.
Right.
Yeah. Society with kids. Should they be, as far as looked at or punished on the same thing with them not knowing?
No.
Like with them not knowing the wrong that they're doing. Even
you
though
gotta be punished, but it's the after punishment, like that, the reform stuff that they're talking about now. If I lock you up and then I send you back into the environment that created you without any rehab help of assistance, then I'm setting you up for failure all over again.
We already know. We already know that.
I don't think you should. To answer your question, no, I don't think the child should be held accountable.
You can't.
I think that the child is accountable once the child becomes aware of the consequence and aware of what they're doing is wrong.
I think if you go back to the law,
you do it again.
If you go back to the law, we was coming out. I think you had to know right from wrong with the law at 7 years old. I don't know if it's changed. That's how we came up. 7 years old, you're supposed to know right from wrong with the law. Now, if you don't know right from wrong with the law, then we're going back to who's raising you. Because nobody's teaching you, right? You're your household. You know what I'm saying? Now, if your household is already acknowledged through the system as being busted up, let's go to the school system. Because you got 3 or 4 different institutions that actually taking care of the kids.
If they leave, first generation do wrong person, you know. Everybody in the house ain't do wrong.
Right? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying everybody in the house, but that's just exception to the rule.
Right.
But we just say hypothetically, we're gonna go with the larger numbers over the smaller numbers. We got to go. We're going 60 over 30. You know what I mean? So 60% of the money, because that's what it all got to be numbers. Then we start talking about, what he did that. Okay, yeah, but that's a small bunch of eggs over here. We got a whole barrel of eggs over here. You know what I'm saying? They just got what they got. Right now, we need to work with the 60. You know what I'm saying? Because the 60 could be fixed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know, how could you be held accountable for something you don't know? Okay. Right?
But then my next question is, like, a lot of times we put it on the parents.
The parents don't know.
That's what I just.
That's what it is.
Suppose we talking about you saying, but you should teach your
child
at home. And like the mother, like she don't know.
Right.
Like I see.
That's another word. That's a good.
And I watch her, and I'm looking at her. I'm like,
that's a good.
Mentally insane. And I'm like, I see her walking with her 2 daughters. So I'm like, man, these kids gonna have a rough.
You guys, oh my God.
Rough life, man. Because I can see like she mentally insane, and she got these 2 kids. They just walking out. I'm like, man, these kids. I mean, they make it, but it's gonna be a hard road.
God got them. What I have learned that, especially in this city, the kids that appear to have it the hardest, those are the Jews that's coming out of our city. You know what I mean? And even if they don't make it to the league and all of that other stuff, they're becoming doctors and lawyers because that pressure. They don't. I have the unfortunate event of raising my child, single, But I realized I'm the person in the relationship that came from nothing. So I strive to have everything, as opposed to a person who was given everything. They don't have to work or have the responsibility or accountability for anything. You understand what I'm saying?
The ethic.
Exactly.
So the ethic and the energy and the institution and the appetite.
It applies to every aspect of life. When
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna go back to the numbers. See, that's exactly the mindset you're supposed to have. When you do the numbers, if you take 100 people that been through what you've been through, the numbers gonna be lopsided.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So that's not the way. See, I keep telling people. People say, "Man, I want to be the rose through the fuck the rose through the concrete."
Exactly.
Be a better rose.
Exactly.
Being a better rose. See, we done got a mindset where we always got to think it's got to be so hard to make it the rough. Exactly. But listen, man, you can learn through other people's experiences. Don't have to suffer the same pain.
Exactly.
Right? I don't want my child to go to jail to understand it.
Yeah.
Get it right.
We don't gotta smoke crack.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, I don't want you to do that.
I don't gotta do none of that shit.
And I'm gonna tell you something. My uncle told me this when I was in the penitentiary. When I was in the penitentiary, I told him, I was like, man, I'm glad I went through this, man. You know what I'm saying? It saved my life, this and that. He said, man, you shouldn't have to go through this shit
to save your life.
Be a better person.
Yeah.
To save your life.
Yeah.
He said, so don't put that in your mind that jail ever saved you.
No, it didn't.
You know, 15 years.
It stopped your ass.
Yeah.
He said, but if you have that mentality, then you think the correct way to correct them and to correct your children is to send them to the institution.
Right.
When they doing wrong, they need to go to the institution.
You to institutionalize yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
It's called indoctrination.
Never put that in your mind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I hear it a lot. I hear a lot of people think that, okay,
people going to give up.
I'm going to call the system. I'm going to call the court.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
People looking for easy salt away too. Some parents just don't want to take the time out that it takes. Man, sometimes your parents, you got to get gray hair. Sometimes you can, hey, Slim, listen, man. What I did to my moms, and my moms never gave up because she knows she ain't lay no rotten egg. She know her boy. It's there. I just got to keep working on it and this it's gonna take some other prayers from other households too to mold that thing together. Because some of us was messed up, but see, the village is gone now. The village is a hood. You know what I'm saying?
The village say mind your business. That ain't my business.
Stay mind.
Say that ain't
yeah,
my
that's
business.
what the village. Everybody don't talk to my kids.
Don't say shit to my child. They put about their children.
I didn't live there 16 years. I know my neighbors, but I don't know my neighbors. But I say like that, I know them by speaking to them.
Yeah, that's what I know.
But I don't know them like.
Oh, I make it my business to know mine.
I was young.
Yeah.
Like,
you know all your neighbors. Babysat you, fed you.
I never been past them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy you brought that up because I told my grandmother recently, like, I'm making my business to speak to my neighbors. I live in the older community, so I'm making my business to speak to them only because the community is so lost. And they see me, I'm young, you know, like I've already had the issue of being the youngest person in my neighborhood before. So I know that, how you move here, how you can afford this, you know, what's going on. So now it's just, hey, I know this lady walk dogs. I know this lady always outside on her porch all night, all night, you know, I know this neighbor next door, he gonna come in and out. He gonna take my packages, you know. So it's a matter of community, and it's one person at a time. It's the older generation trying to reconnect. It's not reconnecting in the way like you said, not knowing. You can't go back to. You can't come to a child in this generation with what taught you how to be standing up straight as a lesson to them, you know, because they're gonna be like, well, that worked for you because of the time and the environment that you were in. You don't got 6 baby mamas. You don't got 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't got all of this going on. So their factors are different. And think the kids that are taking care of themselves, there's a lot of kids that I serve they take care of themselves.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
You got so many kids. Listen, that's another thing. You talking about 2 or 3 different worlds. You know, that's the way that's the way they're trying to get in anyway. They want the haves and have not. They ain't just showing it on BET and Netflix. Yeah. That's a design. That's how they're showing you how they really want it. Yeah. We want to see that we know we can deal with them a certain way and deal with them a certain way. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when you don't know your neighbor, I got 2 neighbors on both sides. One is husband, wife, and one's a female. But we speak. I don't know them. I don't even know their name. Mm-hmm. I know their kids' name. Mm-hmm. Right? The kids, hey, they say we the favorite name. Hey, how you doing? Mm-hmm. I know the kids' name, but I never asked the parents. Because you know what? Guess what black people get to now when they live beside each other in these communities? You mind your business, I mind mine. You just brought it up. I ain't, they pretty cool. I smell they pretty cool over there too. Oh, okay. It's over there. Okay, all right. Now. You know what I mean?
I can turn my radio back up. I guess I can turn my shit back up.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, all right.
I guess my party
Okay,
is
my
still on.
man. Y'all over there cool too. So see, that's what you got to know what
You
you're
ain't
dealing
gonna
with.
call them on me if I
Yeah,
don't call them on you.
because a lot of people have never been through this. And this right here, for anybody who actually is a homeowner or has an apartment, the last thing you want to do is get a real crazy neighbor. And when I say a crazy neighbor, when you come out, they videoing you.
I had a neighbor.
When your guests come to your house, they taking pictures of their tag. Yeah. When your mama come, they follow your mama car. Yeah, right? Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. People so obsessed, but they think that their house is your house. Is their house, right? If you park in front of the house, they come out and take a picture of the car. Yeah. All this is public parking. You know what I'm saying? Because we got folk, you can park 4 cars. And if you only got one little, what they call them little Jones, what them little Jones?
The Beatles.
Huh?
The Beatles.
Mini Coopers. If you only got a Mini Cooper, what the hell is you worrying about who parking out there? And you got 6 spaces to park. So, you know, and calm as a mother. Because people that do that, the people, and I heard it. See, the first one I heard somebody told me that. It was like, man, I got this crazy, I'm great. What's that? Maybe you're a little tripping. But I had to experience it.
Right.
Then I said, oh, this is what they talk about.
But you know what I think it'd be with a lot of them too? That's their life.
Yeah.
Like they don't have no other
They don't
life.
have nothing else to do.
So this is their life.
You have fueled something.
They don't go
It's
nowhere,
an
they don't
endorphin.
do nothing. So their way of getting out is participating in
it's
this
an
nonsense,
endorphin.
you
It's
know
like
what I'm
smoking or drinking.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
you have given them a high that they're going to continue to
exactly.
achieve.
And especially when you engage.
And pause. Now they locked in.
They love that.
Oh,
They love it. They love that.
Yeah, you got to
love them. You
dismiss
knock on
them.
their door and talk about why you feel my car.
And they'll shoot you.
Oh, they definitely gonna steal your car now.
Yeah, about the lady that just she recently lost her life to that.
Yeah.
She went and locked on the door and lost her life. So.
But I tell my mother that. I tell my mother we driving. I say, listen, we're in a situation now. Everybody have guns.
Yes.
So it ain't no more cussing out this drive or pulling up on them if they cut you off. I said these people will shoot you now with no problem.
See, and I have to. I'm glad you said that because my grandmother think I pick on her, but they come from a different time where they would go and quiet, and by them being older, if they are older and impressionable, they could say something and they'll respect them.
No.
So that's the time.
No. Them days are gone.
Them days are gone.
Grandma is helpless.
Grandma is target.
Yeah,
it's
grandma.
target.
That's what these youngers will say. Even if your grandmother, when we grew up, was disrespectful out of the world, these youngers will say that if you disrespect me, I'm a disrespect you. Right, exactly. And their level of disrespect will be harming a woman 80 years.
Beating her up.
And they will have no problem
doing it.
Nobody's going to explain to them where they're wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to tell people like certain things. You have to protect yourself. Like you have to think for other people.
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to think for other people because if you don't, it's going to be a rough road.
Slim, you're absolutely right. But let me tell you something else. A lot of young people. This is why they done created the disconnect. A lot of young people in this generation haven't been around old people on a regular basis to understand this.
Yeah, their mama's like 12 years older.
Right, there we go. Now we talking about the breakdown. You know, we come up. You got to do the decades. 60s babies, 70s babies. Each decade, the grandparents got younger and younger and younger. So you don't understand how to be around an 80-year-old person. You think grandma tripping. Grandma, you better stop tripping.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
No, this is what old people do. They earn the right. Boy, take your ass over there. They earned it.
Your great grandmother is 60 years old. So you got a great grandmother, grandmother.
I have a friend. We got a friend.
So they so young nowadays that they ain't looking at grandma like she old.
Man, my man,
they don't know how to deal with it.
My man, great grandma is 62, and she smoke hookah. She smoke hookah. It's great grandmother. Smoke hookah. Right now, let me back up. Let me back up, Slim.
Cause she's 62.
Let me back
Grandma
up.
look 62.
Grandma fat as a mother. Grandma is grandma. I'm telling you, Slim. And listen, because see, they feeling themselves too. You got to realize 60. See, people don't understand life in different stages. See, everybody's in a different stage. I'm going around with the 60s crew, right? You with the 30s crew. You 30-something. We ain't gonna get in your age. So your decade is a little different than mine.
Yeah.
So I'm dealing with dudes now 64, 65.
We the last decade. We are the last generation, I believe, that got to experience y'all's generation. Yeah. I believe that.
I believe it too.
I believe
you
we were the last generation.
You got lucky, but not y'all all per se. You got lucky based on your intellect and your thirst for the knowledge.
We were the last generation of the crack epidemic. So we were the first generation that had to fend for ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Right. You had the kids that was growing up in the 80s that were children of the crack epidemic, but their parents, they were smoking it recreational like marijuana. Right. So you had some parents who smoked crack and then they got off of it in the 80s. But then you had the parents that transitioned from the 80s to the 90s that were the drug addicts through the 90s, where the children had to fend for themselves. You see what I'm saying? So that and the children had to fend. Those are the children that had to survive. But we were outside all night. We was outside till the street lights came on. We had those rules where
you would say
inside was the punishment.
What decade? That's the 90s, baby.
90s. I would say like late 80s, baby. Late 80s.
Oh, you're late. Okay, you got good because you got a little bit of both.
Yeah.
See, because you messed into the 90s. 90s, it got a little aggressive, so you had to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? That's when DC was like the murder cat.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the first couple years, they was real aggressive.
To the addiction.
Like 91, 92, I think we was like
murder
400,
capital.
We was like 400 murders.
Murder capital.
Up there.
Let me ask you this because this is your field. I know in the 80s and the 90s, it was more as far as people being on drugs, being on crack. And maybe we didn't just touch and look on the mental health side of it so much. Is the mental self thing more prevalent now than back then, you think, as far as number wise? Because I've never seen so many young people that seem mentally messed up.
I believe that.
When I was young.
I'm gonna say why I believe it is because, like I said, there was the phase of use and getting on the drug, and then there was that phase of the addiction. And then you have the after effects, which is, like you said, those children that are affected by that. So you are in stages of what the crack epidemic did. It wasn't just one time period that it affected. Now you're seeing the effects of what a child that don't have a stable home look like. A child that they might have the mother in the house, but she's a crackhead. Their grandmother's a crackhead. Their uncles are crackheads. The friends that they mother hang out with, they don't know anything other than, so it doesn't feel like a fucked up environment until you get to an environment that's healthy. And you say, well, damn, I wasn't at all exposed to this. Now I feel out of place. So now I'm questioning, am I really okay? Did I make it, did I make it out all right? But it's not really based on whether, it's not about that. Ultimately, what it boils down to is that, hey, yes, the crack epidemic had phases. And I think it still does, because even being a product from the crack epidemic, we are dealing with the mental health aspect of like, how do we not get ourselves in a position. We were grown as children, put it that way. We were grown as children, and now we have children, and we're like, well, damn, I've been an adult my entire life because I had to fend for myself. So where's the balance? You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something else too. So this I ain't got no facts. I'm just using my own experience. Being 59 years old, kind of like paying attention to each decade. I'm a decade man, right? The 60s, we was on the civil rights movement, right? The 70s, that's where everybody was on the peace and the smoke the weed. That's that's actually when the weed legalization actually started being pressed then. But that was how everybody thought it was tripping, right? Because it came out with the peace vans and all. You had the marches downtown and all that. Then you moved to the 80s, which was each decade had a different genre of drugs, which was putting our community to destroy us all. In the 70s, it was heroin, right? In the 80s, it was PCP, right? And then they had to mix it in because cocaine actually wouldn't sell in our community, right? Unless it was broken down to smidget form, because cocaine was too expensive. It was like a Hollywood drug. In the 80s, early 80s and all that, the stuff that people thought they was paying for in the drought was just normal prices because it wasn't selling our community. You had PCP, people would venture off taking pills, it wasn't the Molly and all that. They just flip it. Everything, it's nothing new on the Sea Sun yet. Purple haze, orange sunshines, blotted asses, all that, it's all the same. Listen, man, people have been culture vulturing us for the longest time because When we get them drugs in us, we misuse our finances, right? We speed up a little bit. Now we're spending money we don't have, right? Now we're going to do stuff to get money outside of who we really are. We're stealing, we're killing. You see what I'm saying? See it gets demonic a little bit. It goes from the movement from the 60s where we breaking some ice. Oh man, we making some way. Dudes can vote and woo. You know, that's political too. But now we're going into areas where the 90s where, okay, throw the drugs out there. If you look at the history, the district has been flooded more with drugs when Republicans was in office. If you do the history on drugs flowing through the city, they were flowing through the city underneath the Republican Party because they don't care nothing about you. They know that eventually the drugs will destroy you. People are, oh, we getting more money underneath the program. But for real, it's only a few gonna make it. That's why I was talking about what I was talking about. People always say, well, I made it. Well, listen, don't look at yourself like you look at everybody else. You can't be a jewel and think you fit in the box with everybody else because I'm a jewel. I'm not going in the box with nobody. I'm separate. A good diamond, they don't be around there with all the other diamonds. It be separate. They go get it from the back. They pull it out of cloth. They show it to you. They bring it to the front. They take the cloth because it's special, right? It ain't there with the little Jones right there, right? All them diamonds, but it's a difference. It's how you look at yourself. You know what I'm saying? So bring everybody back to the realm of the third drink.
You said something about the decades, just like the different drugs that were put, you said it specifically, the different drugs that were put in our community that are meant to destroy us. I think, like, after living as little bit of time that I've lived,
you got to bring it.
I've analyzed that maybe it's not meant to destroy us. Maybe it's meant to test our conditions, test to see how we can thrive. We can't lose. That's the thing. We can't lose. No matter what is put in our community, no matter what what is thrown our way, what adversity, crack, the epidemic, whether they give us guns and let us kill each other, we still bred in doctors, we're still bred in nurses and all these people that save the world, who astronauts, things of this nature. But I think it's just it's not meant to destroy us, because if a government was set up to destroy us, it's as easy as killing us. You know what I'm saying? It's easy as taking. I'm not saying government. I'm just saying like.
No, you're right. No, I'm saying we can't be destroyed. Oh, let me back.
We can't.
Let me back. Let me listen.
That's what I'm saying. Just like
as
opposed to meant to, like them being meant to destroy. Like if I was a person that was, let's say this the community. If I was tasked to say, let's test this community to see how much pressure I can put them in to see, test subject A, B, C, D, whatever. I'm going to say to myself, like, okay, I'm not going to destroy it. I'm not going to kill them. I'm not going to do anything that's going to make my experiment end. I'm just going to put them under X amount of pressure. I'm going to keep putting them under X amount of pressure. Okay, we did it on notch 10 this time. We're going to do it on 20 next time. We're going to do it on 30 next time. I'm not going to ever put it on 100 because I know 100 is going to end my experiment. I'm tasked with testing these people that I know are indestructible. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying putting the most pressure on the other ethnic groups so they can control.
Not even just ethnic, just control experiments.
It's more so.
Let's say we all.
You would be right.
Yeah, let's say we all control experiments. The blacks under this pressure will do this. The Asians under this will do this.
We can't be broken. Let's back up.
Each person is affected. That's why they're giving different. Exactly.
They know that. That's why they give different things.
We are unbelievable. There is
there's
no human being. Let's make this clear. Coming from Slink Tv. There is no human being that walks the face of this earth, contrary to what you've been told, what you believe, that can fuck with us, right? But it don't matter if we don't know.
Exactly.
That's back to what my man talked about.
But the thing is, we don't know, and we still are indestructible. Yeah. Imagine, like, I'm gonna take Miami. I'm gonna take Miami.
Right, but that's the key. That's part of the floor.
But we don't know and still persevere.
And that's the point that I'm making. If I'm bred to put you under pressure and make sure that you don't fail, but I want to see you fail, but I don't want to see you die. You see what I'm saying?
But you can't make me die.
You can't make me die because I'm indestructible.
But you know what?
But what's happening, they're not only not dying, they're not failing either. That's the point of the experiment, is to see you fail. They're not trying to kill you, because if they wanted to kill us, they could kill us.
Listen.
Control. Exactly. That's the factor.
Listen to 50 Cent. Power. Listen, check this out. One thing for sure, two things for sure. You can't kill us.
Exactly.
We're unbreakable, right? But I can control you. If you go back and do the history, I can control you here, that I can get you to do the stuff for me that I don't have to do for myself.
That's what we are now.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, and the main goal is, which will put us behind every other ethnic group, is me not work with you.
Mm-hmm.
You not work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Me not work with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main goal. See,
well, you know what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Slim, that's
Yeah.
what it's designed.
I would much prefer.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
He ain't
There you
passing
go.
this shit
Yes.
on.
Hey, Slim.
Exactly, exactly.
There you
But
go.
you proving you
right.
proving another
There you
point
go.
that the other point that I was making. You proving that
Hold on.
point. It's,
1 second.
Go ahead.
1 second. First of all, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Number two is you look
Who's that?
fantastic. No, don't worry about that.
Oh,
There's
okay.
two things.
There's somebody over here too.
See, sometimes you got to be ready for the
Auntie.
one and the two. You know what I mean? So I want to
I know
say
who
send some shout outs to some brothers. Yeah, holler at some people. Say hey. Okay, I want to say hey to Leon Carter. You dig?
Hey,
To
Bree.
Tariq Majeed, thanks for tuning in. Margaret Sykes, thanks for tuning in. Kenny Reyes, thanks for tuning in. Chauncey Maddox, thanks for tuning in. Myron Coven, thanks for tuning in. But before we go any further, let me state where the fuck I'm at. I'm at 829 Upshur Street. We are entitled to the mint. See, I like the way my man named that. We're entitled
To the mint. The
to
mint
that
is
mint.
the money.
You know what I'm saying? We trying to get that mint.
the mint
Don't
is
you
the
ever
money.
forget. It takes finance to uplift a nation.
Okay.
But see, we got to work all the molecules, the small molecules. See, that's why, man, the biggest trick they still working on us is out of other ethnic group, Chinese, Japanese, the Germans. Look up some of these companies that you think over here owned by people over here. They're owned by people in Germany, people from Britain, Grubhub, all these places. 7-Eleven, they owned by Japan. All these places that people think that the money is here, the money is going out. We are the only ethnic group.
The export our goods. You want to know why though?
We don't have no collusion.
You want to know why though? It boils down to it wasn't something monetarily important. It didn't have a financial value to it from the beginning with our people. Somebody came and said, "Oh, that shit is lit. I can't own it. I can't grow it. I can't make it, but I can take it from you and I can sell it back to you if you want it back."
Yeah.
So now this is where that capitalism coming in.
Right.
So as opposed to for us, this is some shit we could have picked up off the ground. That's just like how now, like you see people at the cookouts and we having a good time. Certain shit, they be like, "Damn, you could have made money off of that. You could. It don't mean nothing to us like that.
Right.
We ain't thinking like that.
Right.
We like this is an abundance because this is just what I do. This is just how I do this. It come to me naturally. So a lot of people are getting lost in the translation that Black people don't have collusion or community. Sometimes that shit don't be that serious. I make clothes because I like to make clothes. I'm not trying to get with you because you make t-shirts and shirts because I'm not thinking like that. And I'm not thinking like that because it's a bad thing. I'm not thinking like that because I've never been taught that. Now, if I was taught capitalism and I was taught that if I nenepotism and if I work with you know what I'm saying, nepotism, and I work with my brother and I build community, then you can hold me accountable. But because people doing a lot of things for us, it's second nature. That's why you said they got culture vultures. People we do braids naturally. You got people that's coming and talking about they call boxer or something, like calling them something else than what they call. Like we do cornrows because that's what our daughter need her hair done. Somebody coming in saying, "Oh, I'm a professional braider and I'm charging this and I'm charging for a course and I'm charging how to teach you. I know how to do this because I just know how to do it."
Right.
So what's serious to you as a financial breakthrough or something that could build you and give you wealth, Black people don't look at it like that. It's second nature to us. It's the shit that we can get done and the shit that we have to get done and the shit that we want to get done. If we can get it done, we'll get it done. But if all the needs are met in our community, you can't say that at home, minus the mental health.
No, I'm saying, listen, I think me and you saying the same thing.
Yeah.
First of all, I think that you saying in other layman's terms that we the most fantastic motherfuckers to work with.
Yeah, straight up.
But this is what I'm saying.
Mother.
And you even know from your own experiences with your own friends. Some of your own friends don't even know their own potential. right? They can't see it inside themselves, right?
Lose friendships
And that's
like
that's for and me and you got a relationship straight based on, man, when I hit, you hit, boom. When I hit you, let's go, Slim.
That's ready. Yeah,
Slim, you stay ready. You know what I'm saying? Because you know who I am.
Exactly.
And I know who you are.
Yeah.
Bright, young, beautiful sister that's always trying to, hey T, we're always trying to I gotta get man.
Everybody coming in.
Yeah, see, when man coming in,
you normally
the fight Friday, the fight, you know what I'm saying? No,
man,
man,
he quiet tonight.
Man, Slim ain't no play. Hey, listen, at no point in time can you disturb me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but look, getting back to what we was talking about, we was talking about so many different things, but let's go back to talking about what's most important.
Okay.
What's most important is how much you've grown over the last 11 years.
Yeah.
And I always like to do retrospect.
Okay.
Because when I met you, Slim,
it should change.
First of all, I liked you but didn't like you because you look like my old girl. I was like, man, that mother, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, this is my, you know what I'm saying? And look, when I see you, I said, this
I met a guy the other day who told me that his ex-wife name was CORRINE. He almost didn't let me in the hospital.
Listen, Slim, when I met you, right? When I met you, I said, damn, she looked like her. Oh my God.
He said she was a Scorpio.
Right, but me and you was so cool off the break. I'm just so happy to have the relationships with the people I have.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a jewel, J-Rock, that a dude gave me. Hey, Faz, I'm gonna give you a jewel because I know you like jewelry. It's obvious. Listen, I'm gonna give you a jewel. I got a guy that I get my jewelry from, right? And his jewelry are words. They nuggets, diamonds, rubies. So when he get to you, you gotta take them, right? Now, he told me he's so happy that he's meeting the best people for him at this stage in his life.
Yeah.
Let that marinate. Let that marinate. The only way you can let that marinate is you got to retrospect back to from what you come.
Yeah.
Right? Right? So right now, at this point in your life, you should be getting the best people entering your life. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. Right? And I done had some concrete.
Relationship.
The guys that I be with, they concrete. Right? But because of where I'm at this point in my life, I'm getting the best people in my life.
Yeah.
Now you probably say, I got my friends I grew up with.
No, I met some.
Now
I met some people, new people.
Slim.
That's why I don't believe in
now,
that.
See,
no new
this
friendship.
when you hear that, the first thing, no, she ain't got my man. You ain't there. I'm not talking about that. You understand what I'm saying?
That shit
because
wasted
that's
like
already
a year of
built.
my life.
It's a house that's built.
A whole year.
So we going from one point on. You and your man, like me and my best friend, I'm going right, he going left.
Everybody
right?
ain't for everything though.
So some guys that's coming in my life now have a different, not more, but a different importance in my life. You understand what I'm saying? See, people all think, oh, what you mean? He ain't me better than my best friend and all that. You know what I'm saying? But Slim, the motherfucker you met the last 2 years, that motherfucker fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, I better not know some nigga 10 years. That nigga wasn't acting like this. This nigga don't even want no more.
They ain't your new season.
Me win.
Yeah, they ain't your new season.
That's what I'm saying. That's the type of motherfucker I want. Man, what I want, look, I'm the type of niggas that I could be doing in, you know, you lean here, blow. This man, Corinne was on your joint. Man, she what? Because I know you pull right in front of that joint in the Wraith and roll with it and skid.
Yeah. You know.
Because they gonna check because this shit real. You know what I'm saying? And see now, this was happening. A lot of people now enter your life based on what you got.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? See, people think about, man, but the solid motherfucker, man, they can take a motherfucker ain't got half he got, but he already know that man ain't gonna cross me. Day in his life.
Yeah.
See, so we in the show and tell business now. This is what the internet all about. Show this, show that. So dudes creating fake friendships with a dude based on what he accumulate, what he got. You don't know that, man. You just know what he been doing that you attracted to. You know what I'm saying?
Your environment, it go back to what we were talking about, your environment. You attract where you are. We have the power to change. Like,
so you don't believe the opposites attract?
No.
So
I believe that. I believe you attract.
You attract a motherfucker that like to do what you like to do.
I believe, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because I like a motherfucker that like to
and
do
don't come over
like
here if you don't.
Yeah, right. You gonna get food. Yes, it's food.
Real big food. Okay. But the point I'm making, no, opposites don't attract in my world. I believe that where you are is what you'll attract. If you fucked up and you're doing fucked up things, excuse my language, you're gonna attract.
No, I agree with that totally. Yeah.
If you are putting out, and it can also look bad for you. See people that say I'm trying, I'm doing good, and I'm doing this. That just may not be that whatever it is you're trying towards is not for you. You know what I mean? That you need to take a different approach or take a reroute. But you have people who will meet people who are just nasty, and I'm saying nasty when it comes to like their attitude. Let's say I had a friend that just always seemed like they had an attitude. It don't matter what environment we was in. We go somewhere, oh my God, the food code. I want to send it back. You gotta fuck up everything. So that pessimism will rub off on the optimism. The Bible even tell you that when you surround yourself with like-minded people, you become like them. If you surround yourself with angry people, you become angry. That's what the Bible says.
The Bible says
at the end of the day, if your environment has everything to do, because God said it, that your environment has everything to do with your personality. It has everything to do with how you are shaped and how you interact with other people.
See, you done shook another tree now.
Yeah.
See, this is another thing. See, people ain't gonna.
Because God said.
This is another thing. See, she said the Bible.
Yeah, I said what I said.
What do the Holy CORRINE say?
The CORRINE?
Same thing.
It probably says the same thing. It's probably analyzed in a different way.
No.
And what is,
hold up. I'm saying that 4 + 3 = 7, so does 5 + 2.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. 1. You can get to the same destination on a different route. Exactly, on a different route. 95, 495, 395, all end up at 695. They all, it's simple as that.
Well, look, I'm going to take me out. 2-minute break. And then we're going to come back in 15 minutes. We're going to finish this last 15 minutes because we doing it.
Yeah,
give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna let her. case y'all don't know, this is Corinne Watson, Mrs. Corinne Watson, solid, good sister, you understand? And that's all we need to say. Yeah. Oh, you know everybody in here solid. Ain't no motherfucker loose bullshit getting up in here. Not this late. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta
You back.
We back? Okay, we are back. We are back live. We are coming down the stretch. We down the stretch. Corinne has a ride, so she's drinking H2O, so she won't have any mishap because that's a very.
I don't drink liquor anyway.
But listen, regardless of what happens, if you
hear
a man's job is to make sure you're okay.
That's right.
You know, that's our job.
That's why I park right out front.
You blessed enough to be amongst a few good men, which the city is lacking right now, with everything going on with the violence.
You think so?
And everything. Yeah, we're not lacking men. I'm saying lacking a path for guys to envision to see to go.
What would you do as a man coming from the older generation? If you had a youngin that would listen to you, what would you tell?
Well, I got a few
that's like knuckleheads. What would you tell?
I got a few right now, but right now, where it's done got so difficult where you have to pick people, you can't let people pick you, right? Because you already know who really gonna listen.
Exactly.
And even if you scald them, they're not gonna turn them. It's like not using the pet theory, but it's like adopting somebody that, regardless of how I get or how I go, they're still gonna be receptive, right? You know, because some people can't take tough love because of other scars and bruises that they might have based on somebody might have been hitting them to get it through. So, but the bridge between the young and the old is, I think before you can implement anything to a young person, I think you have to meet. I think you have to let them feel you. This is a visual nation. Young is on stuff. You can't be looking like.
You got to spend your money on them?
Huh?
You got to spend your money?
Well, I don't. You talking about a woman?
Well, no, the youngest, like to get their attention.
You talking about a woman?
No.
Wait a minute, because you slid on someone spending money and all that. You talking about a woman?
I found, and I say that because my job doesn't allow for us to utilize money like as
to
a way,
spend
right? You know
for
what I'm saying?
rehab
like,
or whatever it may be.
Not even just that. Like if I say like I'm trying to get on a neck and neck level with my client, I will take them out to eat. Right. Our job don't condone that. Right. You know what I mean? But I know the only way I might be able to connect with this person if I put them in a comfortable enough environment to unpack.
I truly believe to like what we doing right now. Me and you got separate schedules and all that. But we words bond. I call you there. Boom, you call them there. You need something. Boom, you already know. Yeah. So our relationship grows through what we're doing now, right? Because we keep it 100. We've been doing that since 2012. So we ain't feeling it because we don't have no agendas, right? You ain't trying to get me, and I ain't trying to get you. I love you, and I want to see you win, and you. That's how you is with me.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we don't have no bullshit. But when you meet a stranger, you're gonna have to make some type of connection.
Right. You
can't just tell young people what to do now, because young people don't really like goofies, right? And what you say, what is a goofy? A goofy is a motherfucker. If they're looking you up and down, they might not see it later. But that's just the way it is.
Right.
That don't mean he is goofy. Right. But a younger's perception on what is goofy is different than what really is goofy. Because me and you might have grew up knew the man that don't have no labels, he's hard working, my way good, raising family. We didn't get caught up. And now, because everything is on social media and everything's being pushed through advertisement, and they're preaching that if you don't have, you less than. So they kind of like want to see something. They want to see more action than you telling a preacher. Sure, you shouldn't go here. You say, what the fuck you talking about? I'm looking at you like, well, all fucked up. Where your woman at? You trying to tell me?
Some people teach themselves. Like, so I am going to toot my own home because I know it's the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I finished my real estate training today, so.
Oh, congratulations. Everybody, she finished her real estate training. All right, okay, all right. So you.
And I say all of that to say is I do not plan on going into like selling houses and doing that. I found a loophole. I'm a loophole queen. I don't like the work. I like to find out, okay, what are you missing and what are you missing and how can I bridge that gap? So I'm doing retail wholesale. It's called real estate wholesaling, and I'll give the formula. Just contact me in my DM if you're interested. But I close on 20, 50, 150 and up deals. It's very real.
So you saying
I'm very
through translation?
What's it called again?
No, you know what she's saying through translation?
Real estate.
She is a ghetto. She's a ghetto broker.
I'm the plug.
She's a ghetto broker.
I'm the plug.
She's a ghetto broker.
I'm
She's that one to be standing in front of the house with no sign to them.
I'm the person that you pay to read. I'm gonna read. I don't want court cases for people.
So you're gonna do the leg work.
I'm gonna do the leg work.
So you got closing.
I can close. I called a lady today. I just showing somebody how to cold call, literally. And I wish I wasn't like training, because I cold called today and I found a buyer who is looking to sell 4 properties. Not
talking about real estate now. She moved to real estate.
So when I heard that, I had to close on. I had to look. I'll train you later because I had to get this.
Hold up, I think we got a question. Do we have a question from a new buyer?
Who is that?
Talk to me.
A new buyer?
You want to buy something?
You want to buy?
I mean, you walked up to the mic, but she basically saying she can close the deal with
wholesale. You do.
Yeah, I mean, and I wholesale, but I broker in between.
She broker, she in between. She the plug. She can make it happen.
We buy cash.
Yeah, she can make it happen.
We buy house.
She can actually be the middleman if you don't know what you're doing and all that. She can walk you through it when you won't get.
I specialize also because I work with our community. I specialize in Section 8 vouchers as well. So if you have a Section 8 voucher and you're looking to purchase your first home or become a homeowner, I specialize in helping us out the hood. I will get you in your family self-sufficiency program. We will get you an escrow account where you can pay into 7 years of escrow. So the money that you pay into housing, they can put it into an account, and housing will match that money up to a 7-year time period.
So what are some of the qualifications for someone who's trying to enter the program? What are some of the things that they need to have?
So the people that, if you're on Section 8, then everything.
So if you're not on Section 8.
It takes. Let's say you're not. Okay, let's say.
The program.
Into a home buyers program.
Right.
Okay, so what I do is first time home buyers program. So I link you with the first time home buyers pre-program. So they do the pre-purchasing, they'll do the financing, your credit, they'll do the credit checks and all of the background checks. But what I do, I'm not doing all of that background work. I'm going to find a property. You're going to give me your budget. You're going to give me the property that you're looking for, and I'm going to put you
my
with
type of
the
person.
Seller. That's it. That's where I come in.
She's going to do the leg work for you. She's going to do
everybody
all of
else,
that for a small fee.
Not a small fee.
Yeah, but
you don't have to worry about my fee. The person that's selling to me is going to pay my fee.
Right.
You're going to pay me just to close for you, and that's where that fee coming. Like you family, so and I always say this to everybody because family. I say skin colors. What they call it? Every folk ain't your skin coat.
Yeah, you say every
skin folk ain't your kin folk. Right. But so I say that loosely. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as eating, I'm gonna make sure I eat. Whether you pay me or not, you know what I mean. So I'm gonna close my deal before I even get to you. My deal's already sealed.
Well, I got a lot of people that have been inquiring about me, and they was like, because you'll be back, and we're gonna set up a relationship a panel because see we done went from real estate, but it's some do's and don'ts in relationships where people have. That they say women might say I don't do that, and a dude might say I don't do that.
In relationships,
deal breakers. Now, what is it?
How many minutes we got?
No, we ain't got enough time. But it's some things that go on in our community.
What's your deal breaker? This one. What's the deal breaker?
What's my deal breaker? My deal breaker is it's got to be from the head down, and I don't mean orally. I mean mentally. You understand? You got to be right here first. Before we can work with the rest.
No, I'm saying if you're in a relationship with somebody that you already established, this your person. What's your deal breaker in that relationship? Like, I can deal with you doing this, and we can work on it past that. But if you do this a wrap.
So you saying that if we exclusive?
Yeah, this your person.
If we
your wife. I mean, not.
Yeah, me and my wife exclusive. Unless a motherfucker been backing up when I've been at work and tractor trailer. You know what I'm saying? Let a motherfucker be pulling up while I'm at work.
Milkman.
No, I'm just saying, Slim. Hey, listen.
No, we're not speaking about your wife. We're speaking I'm just speaking in terms of if you exclusive. What's your deal breaker? Like, if you do this, it's a wrap.
Listen, what's my deal breaker? I guess I've been blessed enough to have a situation where it ain't got to a point
where a beautiful thing.
I have needed a deal breaker.
Yeah, because you're still there.
In my relationship with my wife, I've made the mistakes in it to where it was a deal breaker.
She was testing her deal.
She haven't made one where I can say, man, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I've made the mistakes where we had to reposition ourselves and start over, or not even start over, or rearrange
That's
some
accountability.
things. Yeah, rearrange some things. But the key to all that is in-house, right? That's the key to a relationship.
Do you think you ever got to the point with your wife where she was like, if this nigga do one more thing?
I've been there.
Okay.
I've been there to the point where that's what made me
Because
switch it up.
I
That's
honestly
what made
feel
me
like
switch it
women,
up.
honestly, we can take way more. Like the things
Yeah.
that y'all get caught doing, if we got caught doing that rap.
Yeah.
Rap
Well,
do away with it. Listen.
well, see, a woman.
I'm gonna tell you about a story when I was 18. We can wrap it up. I was 18, 19 years old. I was dealing with a guy, and he cheated on me real bad. He ended up getting a girl pregnant, and for some reason, I was like, I'm gonna stick with him. You know, I was young, whatever. Yeah. And in that time period, I started getting other guys' number. We were talking, and for some reason, when a girl texted a guy for a new time, not all. They'll send their dick pics or whatever, you know, like just we ain't asked for that, you know what I'm saying? And you can tell from our
so you said a sub sandwich came through without no
a few subs.
Right, okay, all right.
Jerseys.
Goddamn Jersey Mike joint.
I didn't know.
You ordered a motherfucking spaghetti and got a Jersey Mike. Got a Jersey Mike 6-inch. What's some meatballs?
Let me say some like shit.
God, you said, God damn Wayne. Damn Wayne, you holding.
So the point I'm making is that person went through my phone just like randomly and seen all of this
that's
shit.
one thing.
Some shit that I wasn't entertaining.
That's one thing real men
don't come back.
You don't go through no woman.
You couldn't come back from that. And it wasn't, let's say this. I've had the unfortunate pleasure. Don't. It's my advice.
Listen.
Don't unless you know she loved you.
Listen. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing because there's been some accidents.
That's not true. Let me tell you something. I'm a faithful woman. I'm a faithful woman. Whoever is lucky enough to handle that task. I'm telling you, I've withheld intentionally because I know my worth and I know what I'm going to offer. You know what I mean? Right. But whoever it is, just know that I'm going to hold it down. That submission, it has to be real. It's not submissive like, you can beat me, or you can tell me what to do. It's a submission like, I trust you enough for you to lead me. You are the man. Going back to the Bible, it's Christ and God.
And in our community, let's just talk about a guy.
I agree.
A guy that's had opportunity because opportunity is what we really go for. Mm-hmm. Opportunity. Now you got a guy that if your name is Tish, he got 3 Tishes in his phone. Mm-hmm. And let's just say he just sent her the 45 loaded. You know what I'm saying? If he sent her the 45 loaded, she get the joke like, what the? And you like, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Why you do that?
That was another Tish.
Now I'm not even.
No, that's another Tish in my phone. That wasn't for you. That happens because some guys got multiple currents in their phone, right? But they got the same bazooka. That bazooka didn't change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So if a dude hits sin, once you hit sin, it's over. It's over. Now,
but guess what? Some guy, and I'm not going to speak because I'm not a man, but I'm speaking for the men that have made that mistake on my end. A lot of women.
CORRINE ain't no goddamn mistake. A motherfucker was sending you that Jersey Mike. That name right there ain't no.
I'm saying I can't speak for every woman, but I know even if a woman is attracted to you and they got a great bond with you, the minute you do some shit we didn't ask for, as far as that's concerned, you are looked at completely different. You have really the sex talk. Even back in the day, what I had say, like when I was like in my 20s, my early 20s, my late 20s, I used to enjoy a man who could be comfortable in his sexuality and talk about certain things or explore certain things. Now, if that's the first thing you do when we talk, it is like
that's a red flag.
That's immature. Like what you got going on?
What you got going on? Oh, you mean the jail nigga? You mean the jail nigga? He said you trying to fuck him.
Change. Even with
trying to nail me.
Generation that are dating, they know how to date where older people don't know how to date. Older people, they know how to court each other, open up the door, chivalry. You know what I mean? But they don't know how to date. They don't know how to say, okay, this is what this person like. I'm gonna take this person.
Women know how to date. That's a rule.
Women created dating.
That's what I'm saying. Some women turn you off by the same way. They aggressive
women
now too.
Yeah, women. Well, I know.
What's up, bro? What's up, son?
You got to listen. See, y'all getting outside of your own barrel. You got to talk about the women you date.
Yeah.
See, I don't got nothing to do with what's going outside. What I'm doing because
you married though.
Yeah. Well, I ain't always been married, and I ain't always been the guy in the marriage where you can say, "Oh, he great, yeah, I'm a great guy."
Always been married.
Man, I'm a great guy. We know that, but I'm saying men fall short based on the numbers out here. You got blisters. You got all kinds of guys that's falling short where you have to pick up the load over here sometimes. You know what I mean? You don't mean to do it, but sometimes stuff fall in your lap.
Is that what you
You're not pursuing anything, but based on the numbers, sometimes.
If y'all can see the audience here, then y'all would think that he is really like they regurgitating this information.
Listen, I'm telling you that as long as I've been with my wife or girlfriend or baby, I never looked in her phone. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the few things that I was already afraid of, that Jersey might be through it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never been no type of dude to be going through no phone, because I always thought that was some insecurity type. I never did that in my life on my mother.
You come from a different time period.
I never went through my wife's phone. Now, don't get me wrong. I done been, because the woman, if she on point, her phone gonna be anywhere. See, that's one thing about your woman too. Her phone, she don't care where her phone at, because she's straight.
I don't care.
But when she start putting the jaw underneath the pillow, taking the jaw to the bathroom, taking the jaw, that's when you might, your antennas might rise up.
Now your behavior changing.
But when you
like, why you answering the phone in the bathroom now?
No, you and a woman are two different things.
That's any behavior though. When your patterns change, your partner, significant other is going to see that.
That's right.
I agree, because what could be happening is that you just lost your man. What could be happening is your grandma's sick.
When you got
you see patterns change though.
But different things influence different behaviors. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but pattern don't mean one time.
I get it. Exactly. It means repetitious behavior.
Trust me, Shawty. If you got a woman that's solid and your woman on an A game, the phone be anywhere.
All day.
Oh, you caught her. I never wake up and catch her. I always be asleep.
You always get beat up. Get your That's crazy. Yeah. I ain't get caught. I had to beat it again.
They can't hear y'all though. Y'all gotta come to the mic.
Let me give y'all some. Listen. Let me give y'all some game. Let me give you some game. And this ain't even worth $1 million.
We got a question.
I'm gonna give y'all some game. If you think you got a snooper, leave a monument there.
If you think you got a snooper, you don't need to be with a person.
No, I'm saying
I can't be with somebody.
No, I don't think. But I'm saying if a dude, everybody in the same space.
I don't trust no fucking
everybody in the same space. If you think you got a snooper,
leave something there.
It's the Washington
Monument.
You think
so?
Yeah, because when she go in there, either you can see the reaction from what she's seen, or what she's trying to act like she didn't see.
You got the app now that take a picture of somebody that unlock your phone. So if it's not you,
we know that. But you talking about now? You talking about some CIA shit now?
No, it ain't no CIA. It's an app. Go to the app store.
See now, we talking about that all. This
I don't have to worry about any of that. I live a stress-free life.
A lot of stuff.
I'm not gonna let what you do affect me, because y'all was talking about that earlier too. My mother used to tell me, she was a drug.
We got 4 minutes.
Don't let what I do affect you. Like you said, everything that everybody around you does affect you. That's what shapes you to be the person you are. But what I'm not going to allow is
we got a question.
Let me just go.
Can we? Let me just go. Someone want to know? Can they use DC?
Everything now?
Hold up, we got a question for.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Somebody want to know? Can they use a DC permanent voucher to purchase a house, or just fed Section 8?
A DC permanent supportive housing voucher. If that's what they're talking about, no, you cannot. With permanent supportive housing, you have to move to the permanent supportive housing sites that they have. So they have them on Parkmore, and they have them in Detroit Park. Detroit Park, how you say it?
Detroit Park.
Okay, Detroit Park. So they have them in different. So permanent supportive housing is solely for those federally funded housing projects. Section 8 is different. That's a federal housing voucher that you can take anywhere in the 50 states in America.
So that'll get your house.
But let me tell you, the person that has a permanent supportive housing voucher, that does not stop you from qualifying for Section 8 because you have one. You can take what is called a SPDET test. You can take a SPDET test, and it's an assessment to see what your housing needs are. When you get your SPDET test, and then you can take that to a case manager at any core service agency, and then they will reassess you for your qualifications for Section 8.
Here you have from Slink TV at Slink TV. Mondays Chauncey Maddox, my homeboy, Michigan Park. Hit her up on the inbox, CORRINE Watts. Yeah, old Chauncey, he always trying to get something going. That's what he do. Yeah, he been twirling for a minute. He's always had a hustle going. Chauncey is a survivor. He got a few things going on too. Yeah. Hey, listen.
That's amazing.
We are in a stage and in an age right now where it's not just about people snooping on their counterparts in a relationship. is stupid on their friends too. So now you got all these type of different surveillances where you can put on people's car and all that.
If a motherfucker snoop on me, you could get beat up.
No, well, I'm just saying, your
What
girl.
you stupid for? I don't do shit.
Yeah. Well, see, you one in a million. But look, we are down to 2 minutes left. Do you have anything that you want to tell the people any way that they can reach you?
Before you leave, everybody can find me on Instagram at the CORRINE XP.
Subscribe to the channel, Slink TV or Rabble Rousers TV.
There's a link in my bio for anybody who wanted to get mental health services or any assistance with the home ownership program. The THE CORRINE CORRINE XP. So hit me up on Instagram, and I'm doing free consultations because I feel like.
Where can they get them? Oh, so they can DM you.
So DM me on Instagram, or if you see me on Facebook, you send me a message on Facebook and Messenger. I respond. And as long as you book before 12 o'clock at night, then you'll get a free consultation, and I will help you for free.
I would like to thank.
Consultations.
I want to.
I said as far as the home ownership program is concerned, or as far as mental health. So I'll do 60-minute consultations for home ownership, and I'll do 2 hours for mental health because I feel like 1 hour is not enough time to actually tell you what I'm going through and what it is I need.
One time though.
One time.
Yes, it's a one time. It's not. You don't get that every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got to work with somebody. Some people might be a little bit more slow.
I've been doing this for a while.
Look, we've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And she only been on an
hour. But imagine if you got a life story.
I want to thank my guest. Want to thank my guest prior to who was on here. FAJR MAJEED, who was an author. You checked the first part of the show. The second part was Mrs. CORRINE Stevens, CORRINE Watson, and CORRINE Stevens. That's super. I don't.
I'm about to log.
I said CORRINE Stevens. We done really got loot.
I'm super awesome. That's what I am.
Mrs. CORRINE Watson.
CORRINE, love y'all.
Yeah. Logging off. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody subscribe to Slink TV or Rabble Rousers TV. We here, 829 Upshur Street. Check us out summer Sundays from 6 till. We got a lot of new stuff coming up. The beautiful Miss CORRINE.
That's terrible.
Watson.
I just got a hate.
Damn, look how they gave you that close-up. How they like that close-up like that?
That's terrible.
Woo. No, it's over.
It's over.
We off now, right?